What up, everybody? Welcome to the Smoking Tire Podcast. Today's episode is brought to you by Off the Record. We love Off the Record because they make it easy to beat the system. If you get pulled over for a moving violation in any of the 50 states in the United States, you don't plead guilty, you get Off the Record. You go to offtherecord.com/TST. There you fill out some basic information about what happened and you share a photo or scan of the ticket, and then Off the Record does the rest. They get to work connecting you to a qualified local attorney who will fight that ticket on your behalf. And most of the time, they get her done. I have used Off the Record successfully a bunch of times, and so have a bunch of you guys based on the number of emails I get about it. So, one more time, offtherecord.com/TST. That's offtherecord.com/TST. Get you 10% off all legal services that you book through Off the Record. Do it. All right, folks, on this episode, Zach and I talk about the twin turbo swapped Cayman that we recently posted the video of. Zach gives us his review of the Mazda CX50 Meridian Edition. I grumble about the frustrations of scratching my steering wheel. I think I found the perfect backpack for cheating baggage regulations on planes, and I'm coming to Seattle for a car show. It's the Smoking Tire Podcast. Let's go!
Okay, we are live.
We are? What?
Surprise!
Why? What happened? Hello? Is anybody there? Maybe people will... It's an evening podcast without alcohol? How's that? What's going to happen? That's a disappointment.
We'll be more energized.
If I didn't just get a massage, I would definitely be drinking right now.
I made a tiny coffee downstairs.
Just so you know, I don't know if people out there get massages, but if you do, don't drink right after getting a massage. It wastes your massage. If you get a massage, only drink water for the rest of the evening and drink lots of it. Then you will feel great the next day. Mm-hmm. I love massages so much.
I'm gonna get one next week.
Do you have a specialist?
I was gonna go to the place you told me about recently.
Oh, okay.
Down
the place
that
I go to, and the person that I go to, because there's more than the place.
Oh, that's true.
I only go to see one person. I don't care what place the person works at. It's just one dude. He's bigger than me, and has like the kind of haircut I had when I graduated high school.
What was that?
Shaved all the way up the sides with like a little bit of like mop hair on top.
Okay.
My mother hated it.
So you had the broccoli haircut long before it became a thing. That's like
it wasn't
the Lando Norris
not
now.
Broccoli. It was like a mini butt cut on the top.
Like a bowl cut, but you took away most of the bowl?
Like basically like it started with when the original bowl cut, which was like shaved to here, and then when that started, I didn't have the hair for that. I couldn't do that. But eventually, I grew my top hair long past my ears and shaved up underneath it. That's what a lot of us did.
Oh, but you wanted the
That's
mohawk.
like the 9-inch nails. Eventually, I started shaving to here and growing, and then I started higher and higher and higher and higher. And eventually, it did become the mohawk, but not till much later.
Wow.
Yeah, but when I graduated high school, it was shaved way up to here with like...
I think I know why I've never seen a picture of this at your parents' house.
Oh my!
Because your mom hated it.
Well,
because I've seen Subaru hair.
Yeah.
And
so my mother really, really hated it, and not only that, my aunt is the one that cut my hair that way. This story
is this your mom's sister or your aunt?
Yeah. Do you know the story of that?
No.
Well, it's about to take a dark turn because they literally never spoke again. When I tell you that my aunt did this, never, and my aunt died like 10 years ago, they never spoke again.
You came home with a haircut.
It's obviously
or a final straw.
It was an accumulation of tensions between the two of them, but I don't remember if it was on that day or shortly after. But that was it, and they never talked again. Yeah. And the problem was, my aunt criticized my mom for something. My mom criticized me. They were both right. That's the problem. problem was they were both right. Never was resolved.
And your aunt was like, "I'll win this argument by cutting Matt's hair the way he asked."
No, she was just like my cool aunt. Like there was absolutely nothing weird to me or her about it. It's just that my mom hated it. And there are. First off, this was pre-digital camera. Like the digital cameras existed, but people didn't have them. So there are photos of it somewhere, but like they're not framed on the wall.
They sure aren't. Tell you what. Wow.
Man, I should fucking get one of those and put it up.
Yeah, you should.
Well, I've told you've seen it. I've shown you the fictional portrait of myself in my parents' house, right?
No.
There's a fictional portrait of me in my parents' house, and like. There was among my parents' group of friends when I was maybe 15 or 16, high school age, whatever. There was this artist who would come to your house and take a photo portrait and then like pencil drawing portraits of you. Mm-hmm. So my mom wanted to do this. So me and my sister sat for these photo portraits. Okay. I had a goatee, which I started when I was like 14. And my mom told the lady, like, listen, like this is a fad. This is going away. It's not going to last. So can you just take the goatee out? And literally at no point ever did I not have a beard starting from when I had a beard, ever.
Wow.
So there is still hanging in my parents' house a fictionalized, idealized version of me without a beard.
It's like a parallel universe Matt.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Your mom's like, he was this tall, but he had the hair of a child.
Yeah.
The facial hair
Dude,
of a child.
this is like when fucking Paulie put the general's outfit on Tony, like a fictionalized version of this painting.
That's
like,
really funny.
Yeah.
Because she hated the facial hair. Oh, my God.
Still hanging. It's still there.
See, I like your mom. I was going to say it'd be funny to make a portrait of you with the haircut and the goatee and mail it to her, but she'd hate it. She would hate me.
If I got a portrait made, if I can get the photo from graduation.
You need to put the photo up of your real hair here. And then she'll come to your place of business, she'll see it, and I know the face she'll make when she sees it, and then she'll want to leave the room, and she'll go, oh.
Yeah. It was also dyed like blonde frosted tips.
Fantastic.
I mean, look, I'm not saying it was a good haircut. My mom may have been objectively right that I did not have a good haircut. But the point is also, like, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
You know, like, what is the difference? Like,
totally.
Graduation day is not, that's not a serious day. Who fucking cares about
high
graduation
school isn't
grade?
serious.
No.
So go for it.
Yeah.
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 That's wild, man. So it was like shoulder length, but shaved to the top?
Not shoulder length. It was probably like ear length, but shaved up underneath. Yeah.
Wow.
It wasn't great. It was not a great look. I would not reproduce that look today, although that look is now like cool again.
You had a double Skrillex.
I looked like I could have been in Nine Inch Nails, basically. That was actually the goal, was to look like someone who could have been in Nine Inch Nails.
Sure, because you liked the band at the time.
Well, I also liked like that. It wasn't like a goth look, but it was like a,
edgy.
Yeah. It was like skater metal look.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I dyed my hair black for the same reason.
Yeah.
Because I thought I was that person.
Listen, if you didn't have a little hair dye in your hair in high school, fucking, who were you? Were you even anybody?
I actually did that in college. I didn't do it till college.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I had a few different colors. I had blue hair for like a week. Like, why not? Fuck it. Who gives a shit?
My hair, I dyed it black for years in a row in college, and then at some point I like changed the brand and didn't notice my hair was turning blue. It was like a dark blue, and if I like insert in light, I went, oh wait, and then I realized the box I had bought.
The box says like midnight blue, and you're like,
no, it was still black, but like
shit.
It was a little off.
The QC ones, they were slipping.
That was that. Yeah. I went Vidal Sassoon. I should have gone the other way or whatever.
Hannah, I wish she didn't, but Hannah now like kind of regrets her entire 10, 12 years of purple hair.
Why? It's cool.
I don't know. I thought
cool.
it was great then. Think it's great now. I mean, it was like. Totally, but now she like regrets it, which I don't know. I
was just at a wedding. My friend Katie, her hair was bright blue for the wedding. Yeah. She was the bride, and then our coordinator and her coordinator and best friend had like super rainbow hair that changes every week. It's rad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm jealous of any hair now. Actually, that's not true. I think my aerodynamic head serves me pretty well.
It's lower maintenance.
I mean, it's not really. I have to shave my whole face and head every other day. I timed it yesterday for the first time in my entire life. It's about 8 minutes, which I think is pretty fucking efficient. But, you know, the shower, it's like kind of a lot of water usage, but like that's really the best way
We're
to
also
do it.
taking a shower.
You're also taking a shower.
Yeah.
Yeah, it turns a 3-minute shower into an 8-minute shower.
That's why, see, I also shower quickly. So I think it's okay that you occasionally take 8 minutes for a shower because the person I live with takes showers that are longer than 3 to 4 minutes long.
Yeah.
And I think that's, you know.
Look, I have a wife too, man.
Right, I know.
My shower is not the problem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they're doing a lot more in there, but sometimes I think they just enjoy being in there,
Yeah.
and I don't.
Plus,
I
on
don't
the
wanna
off
hang out
days
in
when I don't shave my head, the aerodynamic head really, like a Formula One car, it's like a front
Yeah.
diffuser.
Yeah.
Just really spreads, whereas Hannah's,
That's a good picture to
Hannah's
take.
holds it all up.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, you're just.
Mine is really directs it down.
I feel like if a man is taking a long shower, something's gone wrong, and he's sad about it. Yes, I mean, that's just a thing.
My shower has a bench in it, but I have never once sat in it.
What are you going to do when you sit there?
Well, Hannah,
get hit in the head.
Women can shave their legs sitting if they
Sure,
like to.
and they're doing a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing.
But I'm with you. I've been in hotels where I had a bench, and I went, oh, and then I tried it, and I went, I'm getting rained on.
Is it for blowjobs?
Maybe, but
Is
it's still
for
getting hit in
Is
the
it
head.
for It's probably for fucking.
They
I
can be
think
for that.
someone at the other end of this goes, it's for fucking, you idiot. The bench is for fucking.
Maybe. What are these OEMs trying to do when they put us in these hotels?
I don't know. I pulled one in my house. I apparently didn't even
There's
know it was
hotels in
for.
Vegas. They're definitely trying to send that message. But sometimes they get away with too much. You know, you've been in a hotel where they have the glass wall for the bathroom.
Dude, Hannah's
can see too
favorite
much.
picture of me. We're at the hotel in Nashville. It's called the One Hotel. And we got like a regular room, but like a nice regular room. And Hannah was laying in bed and just from laying in bed turned to the right. And there's the glass bathroom door and like the full frosted shot of me pooping.
It's just the worst idea. It's the worst.
The best one was me and Tom Morningstar, Washington, what's it called? The Standard Hotel, New York City. Back when we were sharing rooms, we got a double bed room, like 2 queen beds, and there was a glass wall to the shower from the bedroom. Who
Clear
is the
glass.
person? Clear glass.
Yeah.
Clear.
Yeah.
Who's the person that has 2 beds in a room and wants to see into the shower? Where is that crossover?
That is a great point. No one asked that when they were building it. Someone was like, so all the bathrooms get this thing? Tick.
Yeah. No,
Never.
it's like,
What? You don't
wait,
want to sleep in the same bed,
like,
but you want to watch.
Yeah. 2 adult straight men share rooms sometimes. Like, maybe this is a bad
I don't care what the gender dynamic. If 2 people won't sleep in the same bed, they probably don't want to watch each other shower.
Right, sure. Okay, yes. Doesn't have to be my specific scenario, but that's the most obvious one.
Like, hey, I'm traveling with my kids. Let's get 2 beds. No good.
Yeah.
No good.
Anyway, cars.
Car. Yeah.
Guys, we got to take a quick break for Rula. I go to therapy every week, right? That's what Rula is. Rula is about therapy. This is going to be an ad about therapy. And as you're going to hear in this podcast later, I talk about having a panic attack while driving again. And so therapy over the last 20 years has been incredibly helpful for me, right? And the problems with therapy still exist, particularly if you don't have a therapist and need to find a new one. And now there's all these online therapy places. The problem with them is that most won't take your insurance. And I know this because my in-person therapist moved to remote and I now do it over Zoom and they stopped taking insurance because of it. But now there is Rula. Rula is here. They do things differently. They partner with over 100 insurance plans, making the average copay just $15 per session. Real therapy from licensed professionals at a price that actually makes sense. Think about it. You use your insurance benefits to maintain your physical health. Why wouldn't you do the same for your mental health? And Rula isn't just affordable. The experience is tailored around you. Other online therapy platforms might match you with the first available provider, whether or not they're the right fit. Rula considers your goals, preferences, and background to provide you a curated list of licensed in-network therapists who are actually aligned with what you need, because they know that finding the right therapist can make all the difference. There's no waiting lists, no frustrating back and forth. Rula makes it easy to find a mental health provider who's accepting new patients and appointments are available as soon as tomorrow. Plus, Rula sticks with you throughout your journey, checking in to make sure that your care is helping you move forward. So go to rula.com/tire to get started today. That's RULA.com/tire for quality therapy that's covered by insurance. Rula.com/tire. And support is also coming in hot today from Quince. Look at me. I don't chase trends. I'm about stuff that fits right, feels good, and lasts. That's why my jeans were expensive, but I buy them every 5 years. And you can tell by watching our podcast on video, as does my wardrobe. And that's why I am loving this Quince. The lightweight layers and high-quality staples have become everyday essentials. Quince I just got it. It came in the other day. This corduroy jacket, I'm telling you, mark my words, it fits so nice. You are going to be seeing me wearing it on repeat every episode this fall. They've got breathable flow knit polos, crisp cotton shirts, and lightweight pants that somehow work for weekend hangs and dressed up dinners. And the best part is everything about Quince is half the cost of similar brands. By working directly with top artisans and cutting out the middlemen, Quince gives you luxury pieces without the markups. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes. And I'm telling you, again, the corduroy jacket and the linen shirt they sent me both feel awesome. And if they were like twice the price on Abbott Kinney in Venice, I would not have been surprised. It's so comfortable. It's just too hot. I actually picked it up in my closet today, and then I went, yeah, you know what? It's going to be 80 degrees. I probably don't need to wear this jacket today. So stick to the staples that last with elevated essentials from Quince. Go to quince.com/tire for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/tire. Free shipping, 365-day returns, quince.com/tire. And now back to the show. We were all like, what are we going to talk about today? Well, that for 15 minutes. Yep. Okay.
Exactly. See?
I'm going on the road this weekend. I'm going to the Avance magazine Classics on the Green in Seattle. It's at like a winery outside of Seattle. Where is it? I can't remember the name of the winery.
Saint Chateau Michel?
That's it. Saint Chateau Michel. There it is. It looks like it's going to be a lovely event. The Avance people are great. They make a really nice magazine, and they put on really nice events. They're having a party at Pebble also. I think that is Thursday, the Avance party at Pebble.
The tacos one?
Huh?
The one with the tacos. I think it was Thursday.
Yeah,
I'll look it up.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll be out there. They're giving away these posters that Zach has up on the screen that have the Ferrari Daytona SP3 on it, and I'll be, if you want me to sign one, whatever. You want to grab a selfie, whatever. Please. So here's the thing, though. If you see me at events, if you want a picture, please ask. I won't be like, do you want to get a picture? Because I'm deathly afraid of offering someone a picture and them being like, no. And then me being like, ew. So just ask. I'm happy to take one. But I won't offer. And then someone will be like, I wish I asked. Ask, please. So that's going on Sunday, July 13th from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. And that's going to be a good time. Looking forward to seeing my Seattle people. Love Seattle. Great fucking town. Great place to do car things, honestly. Despite the weather, Seattle is an excellent town to do car things. And also there's a shop club in Seattle. I unfortunately won't have time to visit it. But we're going to the shop clubs the following weekend in Dallas and Houston. Live podcasts. Tickets are going quick, particularly Dallas. Shout out to fucking Dallas. Coming in hot.
Yeah, quickly.
Dallas is like 2/3 sold. right now, which is excellent. Houston is about half sold right now. So get your tickets. Come see us. Bring your car. Plus, we're bringing Christian James' Hand out, which is a treat for everybody, especially me. His show fucking rules.
But if you've ever listened to music at all,
if you like any music,
you will get something out of this. I swear to God.
Yeah, Christian rules, and that's going to be so much fun in Dallas on July 20. Excuse me, wait, Dallas on July 24th and Houston on July 25th. Or am I getting that backwards? Help me, Zach. I can't remember what days. It's on that thing. Oh, July 24th, Houston, July 25th, Dallas. Okay, I did have it backwards. Tickets are on our Instagram bio, and I think, Zach, are you putting them in the show notes too? Please. The twin-turbo Cayman video is up. That thing, I'm glad that car looks as nuts on video and sounds as nuts. I think it does sort of live up to the driving experience of that car. It's hard to make a car look fast on video, but that car looks very fast on video.
We did speed up the footage. We weren't speeding, of course.
Yeah, obviously we speed up the footage by 300%.
But it works really well for this. Yeah, that thing was a riot.
Yeah.
It was wild.
It worked really good. I was pretty impressed at the performance and, just like you don't really have to give all that much up besides the trunk space for that thing.
It's true. I think for all of the plumbing that was in the very many compartments of the car, front and back trunk, it didn't feel like a tuner car. Like it sounded like an exciting kind of tuner exotic, but everything worked inside.
I would say it did feel like a tuner car. But
really?
It felt like a tuner car. Yeah.
I think functionally it felt like it felt like it could have come from an OEM.
I think it was too gnarly to have come from. It didn't. It felt like a tuner car in that. I think it has more. It felt like unstable under braking because it had like no wing and it was so fast. Like it wasn't quite like developed enough for its own like performance, which is not a point. Like this thing's like a prototype, and it's meant to be, a road car. And they're in Florida; they're not driving, canyons and stuff where there's all this heavy. They thought that, and they're lovely people, but they thought that the kind of driving that we do regularly was like pretty intense on the car. And we're like, oh no, this is like regular stuff. And they're like, what? Oh, okay. So
we do this all the time.
Yeah. So I think the car didn't necessarily have 5,000 feet of elevation and 100-degree, whatever 90-degree it was, canyon temps in mind. But I thought it held up pretty good. But I thought it felt like a tuner car. But that's not a point against. It's just I don't think Porsche would sell you something that has that much more engine than chassis right now.
They wouldn't, but McLaren, well, that's tough.
McLaren
I think,
would 8 years ago.
I think my brain is going that the way it sounded and shifted and accelerated in the mapping of the throttle felt like it could have come McLaren 650R, whatever, something like that.
Yeah.
But it's like, so that's what I mean by not a tuner car. Transmission felt good. It wasn't like it's a junk. But it put that on a regular Cayman chassis and then some of those limitations.
It didn't feel like a race car.
Yes.
It did feel like, particularly with comfort seats and PDK, it felt like a road-focused car, which is very nuts. I thought actually it felt really close to what you'd get out of a McLaren 570S or something, right on down to the light rear end. Same thing in both cars. Yeah. But yeah, so BGB, they've got this one. They'll build you one, but it's kind of expensive. It's like $125,000 plus a Cayman. Pretty sure you can use. Did he say you could use any Cayman?
Yeah.
I think
you don't need. You don't need the GTS. You don't need one of those things.
Right. I think you can use any 981 or 718 Cayman. I think the higher end Cayman that you use, the less that they have to do because it starts to come with some things already that you want.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like it's not all that it's so much more work mechanically to fit the engine in, but like you said in the video, getting all the electronic stuff to like talk to each other and work like factory is like shockingly time consuming.
Yeah, it was pretty surprising to learn how long it took to do that. I mean, if you watch the video, like I apologize, this is redundant, but like 4 weeks to get it to just go out of park. And that's just, there's so many systems in a car now. There's so many computers from MMI to shifting to engine to all that shit to get it to all talk and go, okay, this computer will, is giving us the information we need. We can turn on now.
Yeah.
Is wild.
It makes, I mean, so often you hear about like people that have engine swapped cars and like they go, all the functions work, which is always impressive. But I never gave it like that much thought as to like, I was like, well, that's, all I took that is sort of like, oh, like Porsche talk to Porsche, like almost like it was not a coincidence, but almost like it just like it's the family of systems, so it just works that way. It never like really occurred to me before that it would have taken so long to do basic functions when you're going from, a Porsche gearbox to you're trying to control it with a Porsche gear lever. Right. Like, what's the fucking problem?
Yeah, and similar PDK system is attached to both engines in different cars. Yeah. Right. You'd think,
and this, by the way, is why every car has the fucking BMW space dildo shifter in it, where it makes no sense. In the Morgan, in the Ineos, why can't you put a different shifter? That's fucking why.
Because it's part of the software.
Yeah.
Who did we talk to that explained that? Was it Ineos? That,
it was Ineos.
The shifter could not be reconfigured because you needed the circuits in the shifter. So like you needed something that roughly that big anyway. Yeah. It's crazy.
Revology, who does those Mustangs and they keep them here at WCCS, they've been building Mustangs for like, I don't know, many years. I don't know exactly how many, but they've been around. It's only in the last 2 months that they finally have a Mustang with an automatic shifter that looks like the old automatic shifter and not Ford's fucking Hertz rent-a-car automatic shifter. That was always like, because they're using in the automatic cars Ford's 10-speed gearbox, and they've been saying the same thing. You need to use Ford shifter to talk to this gearbox, but they finally figured out how to develop a different shifter that doesn't look exactly like the old shifter, but it's a vintage shifter. So
looks a lot more appropriate.
Oh, it's so much. I mean, it's so much better for the aesthetic. And he was like, they're like, yeah, we've been trying this since the very beginning. It's like only now that it works. So that is very difficult stuff. And I'm not a total fucking moron. Like, I know it's not all plug and play, but it never really occurred to me before that it would be so difficult to make the car do very basic functions.
Right, so I think this is their new one, yeah.
Yeah, the new one, I mean, the new one is way better, right? And then the one to the left of it is the old one. So, yeah, the old one is just like from the, late model Mustang, and the new one is the T-handle that looks,
much
more appropriate.
Yeah. Cool.
So go them. Yay.
Yeah, that's a good improvement.
We're still waiting on the exact right car to film from them. They finally, that red one downstairs was finally the right car, and now it's like sold. Now I don't want to film it. Right. He's like, oh no, you can. I was like, no, not the sold unit.
No, I think it's a good idea.
Let's not do that.
Unless the owner knows our work and goes, yeah, go have like Alpine.
Yeah,
like that owner.
Oh, the Alpine is going bye. Not that the self-control. Let's just say that Zach and I, we have not driven that car once since filming day. Nope. And it's not been here. Just in order to make it, I fucking shoved it in the back in South Bay, and I like won't go back there. I don't even want to look at it. So, but Camisa's coming down on Friday, and he's going to do podcasts with us, and then he's going to take it and drive it back to San Francisco, where he lives. Excuse me. And then Ben C., the owner, is just going to fly up in there and collect it to go to Pebble, and so maybe we'll see him at Car Week. We should invite him over to the TST/Range Energy Pebble. It's not a party house.
It's an incubator.
It's not a it's an incubator.
We're going to think up a new business.
Definitely. It's fully an incubator. Oh, man. Ali's car is going to be sick, too. He's replaced like half his car with carbon.
Which one?
The 2002.
Oh, okay.
He got
Because he's
carbon-
driving the Evo around right now. So I
No,
didn't know.
he got carbon panels from that dude who makes the carbon panels for the
Son of Cobra?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he got all of them. Whatever, the hood, the trunk, like some other shit on the side. Yeah, he got a
Jeez,
bunch.
his car was already
I think it was
so
hood,
fun.
I think it was hood, trunk, and fenders. I think it was like most of it. Yeah, get the weight down.
Yeah. This is really heavy to
It's
begin
gonna be
with.
fucking sick, dude. Would you? How much heavier than my car do you think it will be? My car is 1,538 pounds. Do you think his car will be like 2,200?
Yeah, I think it's probably that. Like, let's see, what does the 2002 weigh?
You probably could subtract.
Roughly, they're roughly 2,100 to 2,400, according to
I think you
Wikipedia.
could subtract 200 to 300 pounds.
Yeah,
for
he's got
his
a
car.
stereo, but he's got like extra bracing on it and stuff. But some of it's light. I don't know. I don't know what his control arms
it
are. If
might
they're
be.
aluminum instead of steel.
I wouldn't be surprised
21.
if it was. Yeah,
I'd go 21.
I'd put it on the light end.
I say 21, Bob.
We'll have a reading next show. Okay. Would you like to regale us with the Mazda CX50?
Yes.
Folks, we got to take one more quick break for FitBod. Now listen, whether you're hitting a plateau, bored with your workout routine, new to fitness, FitBod sets you up with a custom workout plan tailored to your finish goals. Now, some people are able to get a personal trainer, right? And that personal trainer is going to work with you to fit their workout around your goals. FitBod does that exact thing, right? It makes working out easier because you don't have to think, you don't have to remember, you don't have to push yourself. It will push you. It's like having a personal trainer in your pocket. FitBod can customize a workout really fast based on your goals like weight loss, recovery, targeting a specific muscle group. The app can help you stay focused and get a better workout. You make the workout, you could dial up or down the intensity. It's unbelievable. And even if you do have a personal trainer at home, you can work out more consistently while traveling and track your workouts better with FitBod. So FitBod will create a personalized workout routine for you based on your goals. The workouts then adapt to your growth, so each workout is challenging. FitBod will track your muscle recovery. It's fine-tuned by experienced, certified personal trainers. And you can get customized fitness plans that work with you, plus over 1,000 demonstration videos to make sure your technique is spot on. So get in shape this summer with FitBod. Join FitBod today to get your personalized workout plan. 25% off your subscription, or try the app for free for 7 days at fitbod.me/tire. That's FITBOD.me/tire. Fitbod.me/tire. And now back to the show.
The Meridian edition, it should be said.
Is that for stereo? Is it Meridian stereo?
It's strangely not. It has a Bose stereo.
Do you think Meridian has a problem with that?
I don't know. And I, to be honest, looked quickly, but couldn't find an answer why it's named that.
Okay.
But let me get my notas here.
That's fine. They first brought it over to my house accidentally before bringing it here for you, and so I only saw it for like a minute, and I saw it and I was like, I'm a little confused by it, but also it looked comfortable.
Well, you are right about one of those things, in my opinion.
Okay.
So, I don't want to jump to the end. What is it? So it's $41,000 in this trim. It's not the highest. There is a premium trim, but that starts a little bit more like the mid-40s. Ours didn't have many options. Turbocharged 2.5 liter.
Is that the inline six? Or it's a four-cylinder?
Inline 4, I think.
It's a four-cylinder.
I should know that. I just assumed it was a 4-banger.
Okay.
It'd be a tiny inline 6.
Okay. They have an inline six in one of their vehicles now.
Smooth.
Was it too smooth to be 4? Zachary.
Kind of.
What have you done?
It's a 4-cylinder.
Okay, cool.
Eat a dick.
All right. Well, no, I know they make one. I just didn't.
I think that one's isn't that like a prototype engine they're playing with?
No.
Oh,
No,
okay.
they have one of these.
You know how few Mazdas we get? This is like one per year. This and the Miata.
Yeah,
we've
that's
had.
it.
Yeah.
We just need to wait till the next Miata update.
Very
We
true.
could probably get an RF if we want.
We wait for the
Wanna
NE.
Loop around for the RF. Anyway, okay. It's the Outback. It looks like a Mazda Subaru Outback or a
Totally.
looks like a Mazda Forester.
Mazda Forester is a
Forester
good.
Wilderness, maybe.
Yeah, it's got like slightly chunky tires, and it's got plastic cladding on it, and this flat black wide stripe on the hood.
Yeah, it's got linebacker fucking eye
Mascara.
makeup.
It's got that stuff. And ours was this color, wasn't really for me, but it's sort of like a sand mud. It was slightly lighter color than the 4Runner was.
Yeah. The Forerunners was, I think, called Mud Bath.
That was mud bath.
Mud bath?
This was something I pulled up to pick up Sarah to go somewhere, and she just went, "What is this?" And we referenced a lot of baby food related.
Yeah.
things.
It's definitely a puree.
It's just a tone. Yeah, it's a puree. So I would choose a different color if I was going to choose it.
If they named this color puree, that would be pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean it's like old protein shake. Like,
Yeah.
I've left things in the
Somewhere
blender
between
overnight.
puree and pate.
If you make chimichurri sauce
Yeah.
and you leave it out for 4 days,
Yeah.
the vibrant green goes away.
Sidebar, got a truffle at Italy when Thad came over for dinner. I made Felix cacio e pepe, and I just shot him on the microplane, and we had 20 grams or so of truffles, and it was really nice. But I had a little left, saved it for the next morning to do on my eggs. Really didn't. The 12 hours was not kind to that truffle, even though it was properly stored. Once I don't know.
Was it? Oh, because it was already shaved.
Yeah, maybe. I don't
that's
know,
why.
but it did.
Too much oxygen
Yeah,
exposure.
maybe,
You got to
yeah.
keep it whole, I think.
I guess. Yeah, once you slice, you're done.
I don't like truffle that much. Like
I only like the right truffle, but on cacio e pepe, it works. Believe you me.
I've had that. Like cacio de pepe, it balances it out a little bit.
Yeah,
But if the truffle's too strong, real or not, then I go.
In
with
this
the straight.
case, the truffle was not strong, and the cracked pepper was humming. It's
always good.
It was good. Yeah. All right. So go on.
All right, so this has 256 horsepower. That's 75 more than the non-turbocharged CX50. That is significant. It doesn't feel fast, but it is. I drove it and I went, this doesn't feel that quick. It goes 0 to 60 a second quicker than our RAV4 hybrid, even though that
Okay.
thing feels like it has more torque.
Is that because the 0 to 5 or 0 to 10 is so much better with
think
the
that-
hybrid motor, and
yes.
this is sluggish off the line and then builds?
And then build, yeah, because it's
Yeah.
a turbocharged engine,
Yeah.
and it is really smooth.
Yeah.
For being a four banger, it is a very smooth powertrain. I really liked it. Just driving around town, I appreciate that aspect of it, and it is comfortable. Mazda seats are fantastic. I think in the seat hierarchy of things we've driven, Mazda is at the cheap level. That's my favorite. Then it goes to Acura. Then we have to jump to something like Mercedes.
Yeah.
When we've driven $50,000-$60,000 Acuras, even including the NSX, that had really good supportive seats. But that RDX,
Almost every
or MDX,
Acura I've driven has really. I mean, the one that we're a little spoiled because the ones we drive are the pretty optioned up ones.
Sure.
All of those seats, though, even those are good values for money.
Yes.
Even loaded, and the seats are really particularly good.
Yeah, I noticed it right away in this car.
Yeah.
And dashboard, very minimal in these, but I think it works. It's very functional. The screen is small. It's like
Yeah.
that wide, kind of short screen.
Sometimes
it's okay.
you just want to drive.
Yeah. Now, I still don't like their hockey puck controller. The screen is not a touch screen.
Oh wow, really?
And the
this
screen,
is a new car.
Yeah, I know.
This was brand new last year,
I know.
and they have not. They didn't do a
It's
touch
the same
screen.
as what do we drive? The Miata was like that, wasn't it? Let me show you CX50.
Well, they've been doing. I forgave them because they've been doing the ND since 2016, and I thought I don't know, but this thing was all new last year.
Here, this
wasn't
is
it?
our exact car, and ours had the nice brown interior. It looked. Yeah, it's this. So,
You know what? If you just want to drive and you don't want a world full of screens, and I think this would be great.
Here, I totally appreciate it. I didn't care about the size of the screen. It's actually this is
Steering
last
wheel
gen.
looks
The new one's better.
perfect.
Car, yeah, steering wheel,
Steering
great.
wheel looks
real buttons,
perfect.
great, and they look pretty nice. The gauges,
And everyone
still
can
a gauge.
take lessons from that steering wheel and that gauge cluster.
I think no one does. I'm going to call it smaller budget interiors like Mazda, and I think in some ways they outdo people that charge a little more money.
You know, I get the last stick shift Mazda 3 that they make next week.
Really?
Yeah, when I get back.
I like those cars.
We'll do a video with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last one we drove was the
stoked.
Touring, which is a while ago.
Yeah.
And that was expensive, I think. It was.
They only have one left, the variant that comes in manual, and I'm driving it.
All right.
So I'm kind of excited. But yeah, I actually like this interior. I bet if you did a lot of driving at night, this would be absolutely ideal.
And if you don't, so the wheel, the big wheel behind the shifter, hockey puck,
Yeah.
that controls your screen. And I think you'd have to get really comfortable using voice commands and making sure they understand you. I'd have to work on my enunciation.
CarPlay?
Yep. There's
CarPlay with hockey puck.
Yep.
Oof. That's shitty.
Well, if you're on the CarPlay and you don't need to deviate from it, you might be all right. So I think you get comfortable not
I hate to say
jumping around a lot.
You just use your fucking phone and use the CarPlay as a screen, really. That's what you do.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what you do. Or you
Pretty much
talk
what
to
you do.
Siri or whatever.
Yeah.
But when I wanted to change like the stereo settings, I had to use the hockey puck and then navigating within CarPlay, like unless you use your phone.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes if you have Google Maps running on your phone, it just shows like the next directions.
Yeah.
So if you want to zoom in or do any of that, you have to use the hockey puck.
Oh, that
which maybe you'll get used
stinks.
to, but it was
Nah,
clunky.
that sucks.
It was very clunky.
To our last show where we said, yeah, someone will say it's not so bad, I got used to it, but you can tell that's non-competitive, let's just say.
Look, I mean, that was annoying, but the strangest thing that I don't understand is the suspension. It is too stiff on this car for LA City driving, and I know that LA has terrible roads, but when you look at the exterior of this vehicle, it's got knobby tires.
It
looks rugged.
It's rugged.
You know what's bumpy? Dirt roads. Because ground clearance and tire wise, you could take this.
It's a 5-seat crossover. It shouldn't ride like shit.
It rode like it had V3s on it. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful like KW. Like this thing rode like a sports car. I hit, the hard edges from concrete junctions and little potholes. And it was like, I'm moving around. And someone DM'd me and they said, hey, they saw my picture and they said, I own one of those. I've owned it for a year. Do you find that the suspension feels stiff on potholes and cracks around town? And I said, I sure do. And they said, so do I. So this person has owned it for a year and has the same kind of butt palate that I do.
So go back to Mazda's
Enjoy that
website.
internet with butt palate.
Do they make a version that? Did I just ask? Do we just ask for the wrong version? Do we need to just get because
Are you asking if there's a suspension option with the Meridian or?
No, I don't really care about the Meridian per se. I was like, is there just a regular one that's supposed to be driven on roads and rides normally?
You can get the premium. I don't know what I don't know if there's different suspension setups.
Oh, okay.
The Meridian one, basically for people, is
Wait, scroll to the right.
It
Let's
comes
see
with a couple of.
How nice do they get?
Can I do
Is that it? It's their website. Okay. Wow, there's a bunch. Premium Plus. All right.
Yeah.
The most expensive one is a 2.5 Turbo Premium Plus. That one looks like it does not have knobbies on it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I kept getting out of this car being confused because it looks like the little kid brother of the 4Runner TRD, and it's getting ready to kind of go. It's in Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
It's getting ready. Cub Scouts, really. It's getting ready to go to the outdoors, go camping a little bit, and then it rides like a firm sports car. Yeah. And by the way, when the ND Miata came out, I complained it was too soft. I thought it was really softly sprung. I figured that decision making would go into this, and this felt more like the upgraded suspension they put on the Miata.
If you really wanted to go, I think on trail drives, the Outback Wilderness is where it's at.
Right?
That road
great.
Really good.
Yes.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
That was exactly the right tool for that kind of job.
Well, and when we drove it, we went off-roading in it, but when we took that bumpy, very kind of rutted fire road into the off-road area, we both commented, holy, shit, this is really soaking up all this fucked up road really well.
Yeah.
It had that kind of Baja-ish compliance to it.
Yeah, it was really good.
Like the event, not the Subaru.
That car was a ton of car for the money.
This would have been
not
a
great.
bouncy castle on that stuff.
Okay.
So I was just confused. But Meridian comes with some extra option things and packages that would cost you more money if you got the Premium Plus and stuff. But if you're shopping for one of these, just ask if this is, or test drive a Premium and a Meridian and see if one is softer than the other. I hope they have softer suspension on them because pretty nice car in many ways, but that would be a deal breaker for me.
Yeah. All right. We will revisit Mazda with the 3 stick next week. Thank you to Mazda. Zach will have some witty Instagram write up for that too.
I'm sure they're gonna love what I have to say.
Yeah, right. I got invited to a mystery Porsche launch in Spain in October.
I'm on that email chain.
It's a high performance model, but they don't say what. Do you think it's Turbo S? 992.2 Turbo S?
Seems like it's time.
They would do that before doing GT2.
And you went to GTS.
GTS,
so this is the next
GT3.
thing. Yeah.
This would be Turbo S probably.
It's got to be it.
Yeah. At Ascari again. Yum. Yummy.
I'm hoping they bring both of us.
It's the video wave.
If you're listening,
I should.
person.
I'll ask. I don't know if they can. It is the video.
No,
wave.
I'm literally on the email chain with you.
Yeah, I know you should.
So
you could ask.
That's what.
You could ask. That'll be fun though. I was speaking of, dude. Have you ever, like scratched your steering wheel leather?
Mine already looks like shit.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't. Oh, and then it looks.
Like where there's like a streak on
Yeah,
it from
definitely.
like a ring. Is that
Yeah.
you do it from a key or a ring or something?
And it looks like you have really dry skin.
Yeah. Dude, that just happened in the Taycan. It's driving me. I know, like over time, it will just wear back like down.
It'll go away so fast.
Yeah. But today, it's just. I saw this morning. I was like, what the fuck?
Wait, did it lift the edges? You know, like the scratch sometimes can lift it like a stegosaurus
It looked
back.
yes, yeah.
Oh, you kind of cut into it a
It
bit.
went brrrr like that.
Huh.
Yeah, but it's like that long.
You might.
I don't know.
You might have to repair that.
I think. Well, we'll see in a couple. We'll give it a couple days and see how it looks.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I can't imagine my ring would have done it. Like my ring is one layer of carbon fiber.
Yeah.
It does not seem.
No.
And I'd have to hit. And Hannah's like, no way. And I was like, Hannah, because she doesn't wear her wedding ring. She wears her engagement ring out, which is the diamond.
Right.
I was like, does the stone ever spin to the inside? You know, does that ever happen? Maybe when you're turning the wheel or grabbing it to get in and out of the car. And, I sent her the pictures, like, it's kind of nasty. It's not like cut through, but it's just like scaled. And I'm not sure it's going to like, it might have to be like, sanded a little bit. And
There's a Casilla fix for this. I feel like there's an ammo thing.
Yeah, there's going to be.
Okay, I thought you meant, when the steering wheel's dry and you drag your nail and then like you see that white streak, but you can just rub it and it goes away right away.
Oh yeah, no. This is like you'll see it after the show. I'll show you. It's like it feels really rough on the otherwise nice steering wheel. Kind of sucks. But
You shouldn't have bought her that ring. I was telling you. I was like, don't do it.
yeah.
Don't get married. It's like, just don't get her this.
I need to think of the Taycan more like as a beater.
Yes,
like,
you do.
Because it has. I mean, it has like nice wheels on it. It looks good. I want to I can't like make it a beater.
Have you ever had a car that you treated like a beater?
Just cars that were
Just all cars
intended to be disposable, and I very much enjoyed it.
Right.
Yeah.
But anything else? Anything you intend to own for longer than a week?
You know what? No, leased cars. I don't like mechanically beat them up, but I don't have to think about things like little nicks and scratches and shit. I don't give a shit.
Okay, so if this same steering wheel scratch happened on a leased vehicle,
Yeah, I wouldn't care.
okay, it's because you guys own it.
Yeah.
and the outside does look awesome.
It does.
Yeah.
Although it's very dirty right now. You guys have to wash it tomorrow. It's been outside for the whole time. That's driving me nuts though. Fuck.
I gotta call Larry or look up one of his videos.
I can't call Larry until I look and make sure there isn't a video first. He would hate if I did that. He would drive me nuts. Should we go to the people? Is it that time?
Yeah. Let me see. I'm just seeing if there's a video for that Larry has on YouTube already. How to remove scratches from interior trim.
Yep. There we
Maybe
go.
that's it.
Send me the link. We'll see what we can do.
Well, actually, that's for center console, so you might have to call him.
Worst case, we'll get it redone in fucking tartan.
Yeah, I got some extra for you.
Tartan steering wheel. That might be that's trashy.
Yeah, and I don't think it would. I think it would start to fuzz. Every time you spin the
probably
wheel through.
get
Yeah,
pilly.
it would.
Yeah.
It would totally do that.
You'd have to comb it.
Maybe, yeah.
I was in
Corduroy.
a car in Malibu the other day, and I saw a red Ferrari F12 with a fully white interior, white seats, white dash, white steering wheel, and this is an F12. So you're talking about like a 2015, 2016, and man, did that white steering wheel look nasty.
Yeah, you don't want to see
It looked
the dirt.
gnarly.
Yeah.
It was no good.
That's just cigar fingers just for years. Because that's who bought that car. That's yeah.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Wow. Gross.
Oh man. Oh, but you know what? With the Porsche launch, today, you know what I found today? I found the perfect backpack for when I have to travel with the camera case and need to pack for like 3 days in a backpack. I found a backpack that's designed for that.
For cameras and stuff?
No, the camera case. Cameras go in the rolling camera case, but then that's my carry-on,
Yeah.
so I can only do a personal item, which is a backpack. So in the past, I've used that really old camera bag, Tamrac camera bag that we have.
Well, that's not the right thing for clothes.
Well, I took out all the dividers, and it's just an open space. So
Okay.
actually, it kind of works, but it's suboptimal. And so I found a backpack where it opens like a suitcase, like a clam, and then it has like zip divider pockets like a suitcase
That's
would,
cool.
like the Carl Friedrich suitcases.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, this is the thing. I just bought it. Very excited.
How much bigger is it than your current backpack?
So it's not that much bigger because
right.
if you start to go bigger, then they might go, that's not a personal item, that's a carry-on.
Well, it also, then you have to put it under the seat in front of you, and then that's annoying your legs.
Diamond status, you put it overhead.
Oh, there's enough.
Yeah, when people see someone my size, and if you get on during the diamond medallion section, your backpack does not have to go under the seat in front of you.
That's true. Because there's also the ratio of seats to overhead.
Yeah,
in
when
the
I get on the
front.
plane, the overhead bins are completely empty.
Oh, that's true. But I've done that where I've gotten on and it's still empty and
they
like tried
say-
to, and they say, sir, that has to go in front of you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think maybe when you're my
Depends on your
size,
seat
or
number.
maybe your status, or your
Yeah.
No one has ever tried to tell me to put my backpack under the seat. So maybe I'm using my
Sizist.
Maybe I'm using its size to my advantage for once.
Yeah, you should. You should.
Yeah, I
Take advantage when you can.
Damn fucking straight. But
yeah.
at the backpack store, I saw the 45 liter, and I was like, oh, I could go for like
That's big, bro.
and the guy was like, sir, you will not be able to pass that off as your personal
No.
item. I was like, all right, what's the biggest I probably could? And he's like, the 28.
Yeah.
So that's what I have.
When I
That's
was-
the same size as, it's about the size of your bag, maybe a little bit wider. It's about as tall, a little bit wider.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Because when I was buying my backpacking backpack, I bought like the 70 liters. It was huge. And the guy that works there was
Yeah.
like, whoa, for a week I only use 35-liter backpack.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, good for you. I want to change my underwear.
But also, I get the advantage I have is like when I ride my Vespa, the 300 is like 15% bigger than the 150, the whole bike.
Mm-hmm.
But you wouldn't know that when I ride it because I fuck with your scale, right? So if I wear a bigger backpack, it looks like a smaller person wearing a regular backpack.
Right.
That is like a visual trick,
trickery.
and it
yeah.
works.
Yeah. It makes you look smaller.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This is my scam. But I can't check the fucking camera case to Europe with a layover in Charles de Gaulle.
No, I'm not.
No fucking way.
I'm not judging you at all.
Yeah. No, I know you're
Yeah.
not. I'm telling them. Telling all of you. I'm not checking the camera case through Charles de Gaulle.
Yeah. You need it with you. It's really risky.
Yeah. All the fucking flight options.
And on the
they
way
sent me for
back,
that
you still have to
launch
take all the
suck.
batteries out. So, like, you put them in your backpack, and then that gets heavier.
If you're checking it,
Right.
you have to take all the batteries out. It
yeah.
stinks.
At that point, it's not worth it.
I've forgotten before.
I'm sure a lot of people have, but
Yeah.
I just worry.
Pelican cases are pretty well insulated.
They're not.
They're not?
lithium-ion fireproof. I don't think.
No, they're not. I mean, but they're like pretty well with the divider set that I have and everything. It's like pretty well like temperature insulated.
Oh, okay. So like
Yeah.
the battery doesn't get really, really hot or
Really
cold.
really cold.
That's
is
true.
really actually what I think they're more concerned about. Yeah, but yeah, I try not to check that camera case ever because obvious reasons.
Real quick, someone in the comments said that it's probably named Meridian Edition because where did it go? Meridian is a point on a line of longitude, so it's a navigate. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. All right.
As in the prime meridian. Yeah, got it. Also, nice stereos, I have to say.
But this has a Bose. And yes, Meridian might be mad, or Bose is probably mad.
Somebody might have something to say about that. Let's go to the people. Of course, our patrons. Y'all's is the best. Get in the fucking game over here at patreon.com/The Smoking Tire Podcast. Early access to everything we do. Live stream, ask questions, get extra show. If you're a pro driver, you get a 9th show every month. Early access to the Notice Watches collabs and any other collab we do. Ad-free listening. Everything is going down over at that Patreon. Plus, you get to support your favorite car podcast over here. And did I say we're coming to Texas? We're coming to Texas, people. June 24th, 25th. Hopefully, if it goes well, we're going to start to go to more places. So if you're kind of near there, you should buy a ticket and come down and see us. And if it goes well, then we do more. And if it goes bad, we do less. Alrighty then. Right now, even if only the number of tickets that we've sold right now show up, then I would consider that a pretty good time. So let's get to those people. Nice Cam says, best fun, fast, mid-size SUV. X3M feels like the answer, but one of her main concerns is reliability. Looking at used 45 to 60K. I'm on Team Macan GTS. If you can get the post-facelift Macan GTS, that's probably my choice.
Yeah, I think it rides a lot better than the X3M.
X3M is
very
real
stiff.
fast, though.
It is real fast.
Very fast. But it is also very stiff, whereas the Macan GTS is not. Not much out there. Actually,
Jeep Trackhawk?
if you want 3 miles a gallon,
yeah.
If you're very comfortable with horrific fuel economy, I wonder if you could get a Grecale Trofeo for $60K.
I bet you can get one.
If you could get a Maserati Grecale Trofeo, possibly brand new, for $60K, that is your move, because it's actually a really nice car, and I see none of them, and they're probably $85K. Sticker price, and I bet you can get out of one for I bet you can get into one in the 60s without. Oh, holy fuck!
These are all new prices.
That expensive
in Santa Monica? These are new.
Maserati of Santa Monica. What are you doing?
There you go. The average
used
Maserati Grecale Trofeo costs 47
grand. All right, so find one of these with 7,000 miles on it for 50 grand. That's what you want to do. There's your sleeper in this category right there. Low mile Grecale is actually a very good and fun car.
It is a fun car, and it looks pretty good too.
Yeah, they rip. They're fast. Paint too simple. I like that. That's fun. What do you think of the new electric Renault 5 and the Alpine version? I don't think that car would do very well in the U.S. For one simple reason: Americans don't take French cars seriously. They just don't, and I don't think there's a huge market for a French electric hatchback in the U.S. Having said that, I do think it is a somewhat attractive vehicle. Did you see it, Zach?
Is it this one?
The new electric Renault 5? Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
Because there was the concept thing that came out 6 months ago, and it was like,
well, that was the
like
Renault
the
5
Turbo. Right.
Yeah. So this is the R5 electric.
Yeah, it's pretty cool looking. I like the front. I like the headlight design. Reminds me a little bit of Taycan. But I agree. Like, you have two problems. You're trying to crack into the United States market while EV incentives are gone or going away, and bring a new brand that we haven't seen here in a long time that doesn't have a great reputation.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Front-wheel drive, and imagine, if you were why would you choose to make an electric car front-wheel drive?
Maybe just if they already have this unibody and it's front-wheel drive, yeah. And the crash standard is already met and everything.
148 horsepower. That is not fast.
No, but 250 miles of range.
Yeah.
And I bet, torque from zero, it might be about as quick as something with like 180 horsepower.
Yeah, it probably is. I mean, it's not ugly. It's okay. I can see, can't you see it possibly coming to the U.S. reskinned as like a Juke with bigger tires?
Yeah.
This front three-quarter angle looks awfully, it's not the Juke anymore, right? It's like the Kicks now.
Mm-hmm.
It's called the Kicks.
It could be called, yeah.
I think this comes to the U.S. as a Kicks variant.
Although right now with Nissan on the
Maybe
struggle
not.
bus,
Yeah, maybe
who
not.
knows? But
The interior is relatively attractive.
so much screen,
There's a lot of screen, though.
M2 screen.
Yeah. Everyone's doing the double screen now. But not terrible.
No,
Renault even says it can tow 1,100 pounds.
that's pretty
Just
good.
said right there, yeah. Okay.
For how long?
Yeah, not bad. I mean,
What is this?
I don't.
It weighs 3,300.
Yeah,
That's
pretty light.
for an
Pretty
EV.
light for
sure.
an EV, yeah, which is good with 148 horsepower. Eddie Vedder's Gretty headers. That's very good. I would. Can you like? Here's your assignment for next show. Eddie Vedder's Gretty headers. Fucking work that out into like a limerick. Play the rest of that limerick for me, please. Will there be a recording of the live shows? Yes. Will you get to hear Christian's portion of the show? I would absolutely love to. And he has done his thing on other people's shows before, and they have not gotten strikes for it. Risky.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna. My gut says no, based
Yeah.
on every discussion I've had with him about
Yeah.
airing anything.
Tuffode says, is a couple-year-old used SL55 AMG a used buy for $75K? That's not the... Is that the new one? Oh, is that what is the 55? I've driven the 63 and the 43. The 43 you don't want. That is not a good car. I mean, that's like... I might go so far as to say that that's like a kind of a bad car. So I'm not surprised that that's depreciated by 50% in 1 year. That makes sense. That is a car that people don't want.
Yeah, that's true.
What is the 55? Is that just the in-between one? I guess it is. It's probably okay. I mean, I don't love the current SL anyway, but if you want like a sort of four-seat convertible or 2+2 GT with a very small trunk, $75K is certainly better than like 150 or whatever it was a year ago. Is that what that is? It's like just like the middle one, Zach?
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to. Their MSRP was like 150 to 190.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, it didn't feel like that when you were driving. When you were driving the SL63, I was not going, this is like a $200,000 car. That's not how that car felt to me, unfortunately.
Well, the 55 it's 4-liter V8. It's got 470 horsepower, 9-speed. This is from 2022.
Oh, so
I
it's
don't
just
know
the
what year.
550 engine.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Okay, that makes sense. It's a 550 engine with like some sporty shit. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Thank you for looking. That makes sense. $75K? Yeah, if it's like really low miles, it's probably not terrible, but like in 2 years it's going to be 40. So
Yeah. And depending on what year this person's talking about, I don't know when they instituted the giant iPad in the center, but
all the 55s would have that.
Yeah.
That's current gen.
so that's
Yeah, that sucks.
this whole interior of this car is just not my favorite out
Yeah.
of so many GTs.
Yeah. Dick Reman. Uh-oh. What happened?
I went to the hot corner apparently.
What happened? The television has it turned off. What's
There you
gone
go.
wrong? There we go. Okay, I have an Orient orange dial diver that I want to modify, Zach, to
I
look
didn't touch
like
it.
something. Okay, like a Seamaster, or Submariner, blah blah blah. Where can I get inspiration? Okay, you can look on on Instagram. There's so many Seiko modding communities. Like I follow like Jack Hypoxia, who does really cool builds. You can get inspiration from there. You can go on like Reddit watches or Watch Crunch and see any number of modded Seikos and Orients. Instagram is really unbeaten in that regard. But yeah, I would avoid changing too many things. You'd be surprised if you make one or two crucial changes, you can really make it look like a very different watch. You don't need to go too overboard. There is such a thing as over customizing. Lower Little Tecumseh says in a recent podcast, I can't debate Camisa. Camisa's coming on our podcast.
We can debate him. It's better in person. Otherwise, he'll show up with a legal brief.
Yeah. We can table this one until he actually is here in 2 days. Granny Shifty, not double clutching, says, have you either of you driven Nürburgring or Spa? I have driven both multiple times, and they are fucking sick. I like Spa much better than I like the Nürburgring because I think Spa has the best tarmac of any racetrack I've ever driven. Perfect tarmac, very fast, very flowing, not super hard on brakes, which I like. And the elevation change at Spa is enormous.
Yeah.
Nürburgring is crazy. It's fun. It's scary. It's like thrilling. It's all those things. It's definitely an experience. But given one or the other, I would rather do a track day at Spa than the Nürburgring. Really, the Nürburgring is a fun. It's like for me, it's like if I was actually doing an actual track day, that would be different. But like tourist driving is all I've done there, and that's like more like a carnival ride than it is. Are there? Oh, and the second part, are there tracks in America that are on the level of the Ring or Spa?
Road America.
Road America is pretty close to Spa.
Yeah, that's rad.
Yeah, I would say that is. Watkins Glen doesn't quite have the elevation.
Yeah, it's cool.
But it's really cool.
I'm biased. I would say I would put Watkins above driving Laguna, even though more people talk about Laguna. I think that maybe I grew up around Laguna, like going to it, not driving it, but just seeing it. So for me, it's not as unique. And the, the drop in 8's like not really. The corkscrew it's over so quickly.
Corkscrew's an easy
I feel
corner.
like Watkins had just good elevation, high speed stuff at the bus stop. Like it was just very exciting.
Yeah, I think Watkins Glen is a more exciting drive than Laguna Seca. Laguna Seca is a better place to spectate.
Yeah.
Laguna Seca is probably the best spectator road course anywhere. I mean, it's awesome. Mid-Ohio is also really fun in its own way. God help you if it's wet. And, Coda's a F1 track. It drives like a fucking F1 track, which is a totally unique experience. And it's also incredibly modern. Watkins Glen, Road America, their charm is in their, oldness. It's like golf courses. It's like courses that were built in, the early 1900s versus courses that are built now, where there's modeled out, versus being built totally in the natural landscape. It's like a totally different
That's why I also like Palmer, which is not a famous road racing circuit, but as a track to drive.
Yeah, Palmer's
climbing
fun.
that cliff, coming down, that is a really fun place.
Yeah, that's a good time, that place. Spulius Caesar.
That's a good one.
Top Rank has two cars for $30K, and I'm trying to decide. A 1996 Mitsubishi Evo, that's a very early Evo, right? Like an Evo 2 or something. Or a 1994 Toyota Celica GT Four all-track. I would rather have the Celica GT Four than a very early Evo. I wouldn't want any Evo that's older than like an 8 or a 9, even though I know they're collectible. That's a 99 Evo. That thing was pretty cool, that white one.
I guess I should do this.
Yeah.
I've never driven the Celica GT4.
They're fun.
They're cool.
Yeah, they're fun.
And these are from almost the same year, right? I feel like they might drive similarly.
Dude, Evos are just so vibraty. It drives me insane. And the early ones are, the earlier they are, the more vibraty they are.
Oh.
I mean, that thing looks awesome.
I would rather have this
that's an
based
Evo
on
4. Yeah.
I think this is it, right?
Yeah, that is
96?
it. Yeah. I mean, it does look pretty awesome. I get it, but God, these things fucking vibrate. You rattle your teeth out, man.
Yeah, I've never driven this one, but I think they look sick, and I just think they have. Well, I mean, they both have rally history, but for some reason, I just like the Evos more than the Celica GT4.
No hate for either, but
Yeah,
I can't.
they're both rad.
I love somebody else driving an Evo 4 much more than I like me driving an Evo 4.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, like Vipers. They're in the same category as Vipers. I want you to have a Viper.
Yo, good for you.
Yeah.
You want to take a drive? Nah.
No. You have fun. I'll see you there. Luke Sky Hobbler. Critique the spec of the PCA Club Coupe with the tartan interior. You see that? This is a Porsche limited edition 911 for PCA members. It's got it's a Carrera T. Has a special interior. It looks nice. I mean, I really like it. There it is. Yep, that's the story. I love the blue. No notes on the blue. I think it looks great. I think the wheels look really nice. It's a stick shift car. It's got a tartan.
I like it.
Yep. Yeah, it's great.
I would buy that.
Yeah.
Because I like the T.
Would fuck.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure. Great.
Yeah, Carrera T in a fabulous color with tartan. I have no notes. That is speaking of Carrera T's, by the way, guess what's coming to dinner? A very special Carrera T. It's coming on Sunday. It's got like 700 horsepower.
Whoa.
It's for us.
Really?
It's for us to drive, yes.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it will be very interesting.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I'll send you the build sheet. It's extensive.
Cool.
Dean Del Rey is going to lose his goddamn mind.
You just need to lift it for him.
Yeah. Toby Keith Urban. Oh, that's good. I like that. Wait. Okay. Getting my first automatic watch soon. Are there good tips, tricks, or accessories needed?
I think it's like how to modify, maybe, like just like where you get a watch band to make it look cool.
Well, yeah, you different straps, right? You need to know your strap measurements. That way you can order different straps, and then you need to get a spring bar tool. That way you can take the straps off and change them. Just start there. Everything else will come eventually. Okay. Great rear end. I need to replace my 03 CLK55 that has 160K miles on it. I hate depreciation. What are some enthusiast options to park money for the next 2 or 3 years? Well, then he gives 3 price points. We're going to have 10K, 20K, 30K. So he has 30K. Right. That's what we're doing, yeah. 30K. Okay. Good place to park money for 30K, and you could drive for the next 2 to 3 years.
You want to drive for free, or do you want to have to spend a little money each year?
Obviously, you have to maintain the car. You're talking about, he hates depreciation. R129 SLs are immune from depreciation. They are bottomed out.
Lotuses. I mean, you can't get an Exige for 30, right? But you get a
30,
lease.
No.
No?
And a lease for 30 is going to be kind of a turd, but okay. It won't be terrible. Let's see. I bet early Hellcats, I think.
You don't think you think they've already hit the floor? Because they've been out for so long?
I mean, I think non-wide body Hellcats are probably not appreciated in the same kind of way that the wide body Hellcats are. And you could probably find a good one for 30K that would, and with 700 horsepower, they're only going to get so cheap, There's a number of Caterhams on Cars and Bids that sold for just under 30 grand in the last few years, 5 of them. I mean, it seems like we're talking about this person's only car. I don't...
Maybe. If they're moving out of a CLK, that's very much a daily driven
I think this is
vehicle.
their only car.
Okay.
Like, you could just get the newer version of what you've got.
Yeah.
Like, 30K would get you, like, a CLK that would be the E-Class Coupe. Like, you could get one of those E63 coupes, for 30K.
Yeah.
You could get any number of cars that end in 63 for 30K.
That's true.
Maintenance is a motherfucker, though.
But 30K,
dude, you could get the absolute nicest Lexus LS 430 on the planet for that. That's what I would get for 20K.
You could also probably get the GS 430 for maybe less, like
way less,
and that will drive for. It will cost you $0 to drive it other than gas, which is kind of nice. Depends how much. I mean, do you want to spend 30? Do you want to spend 20? You could get a C506 for probably under 30 and probably just sell it for the same in a year.
Yeah.
And that shouldn't break. Maybe. I don't know. With the valve situation. That was with the C6.
Yeah, you could get a really good BMW 135 IS, the last year of the 135, with the better, like, everything. Those are really fast.
That car's rad.
Yeah.
But if they have 30, they don't have 32. And you're going to need that 2, at least, to fix that thing.
You could get an Camaro SS 1LE for 30.
Although someone in our question further down says that they have one of those, they've replaced the transmission and it needs another replacement. So I don't know if that's user situation or if the trans...
An auto?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't specify.
Yeah.
Maybe auto.
The manual's a Tremec. I mean, you got to fuck up to break one of those.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, it was SS1LE would be very interesting. You could do that. Yeah.
You could also get, Mustang GT.
Dude, 30K, you could probably get an Audi, a really nice Audi S5, maybe even an 07 RS4.
I would not suggest. You're not wrong. You could get it.
Yeah, you could.
But would it keep running?
Yeah. 30K will get you a great Cayman or Boxster.
Yeah, and that's if it doesn't break, then it's not. It's cheap to run.
Piggly Wiggly Deluxe. Oh yeah. Okay. Suggesting things to do in the live show. Sorry. Minnie Finney says, "What do you think are the most fun around town cars?" Small electric cars are the most fun. Like basically like the Tesla Model 3, my Taycan. It's cars that scoot, but they're quiet and they're comfortable and you can see well and they're practical, but they still steer and ride and handle nicely.
Yeah. I bet a cappuccino would be fun. Miata's fun. Anything that's small and the rest of the car populace isn't intimidated by, so you can kind of zip, 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 and no one gets mad.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
Honda, like a Honda Fit.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Ryan Morris says, just got back from IndyCar, and the speed at which they change direction is mind-blowing. What would you rate as some of the craziest things you've seen a car do? I mean, craziest things you've seen a car do.
Well, seeing the electric Tesla sand truck, or seeing anything do a wheelie. I think seeing sand cars in general doing sustained wheelies for like a quarter to half mile.
Yeah.
When I first saw that, and even when I see it now, I go, holy shit.
Yeah, when I saw a car already going 80 that then did a wheelie, you go, what have I just seen? How much power does it take to do that in a car?
And once the air gets under it, then they got to wheel stand it, and they have to lift, or they might tip over. But that is something that's incredible.
Yeah, like sustained car wheeling.
Yeah.
The like mega jumps that they do in Dubai, and in Saudi and shit. The guys like putting like, respect to IndyCar and Formula One, when like 100 engineers and $100 million make a car go, I go, yeah, all right, cool. But like when fucking Habibi over here in sandals is wheeling a Nissan Patrol, I'm like, you know what? How about Hogwalla? Or the fucking guys driving down the highway on fucking two wheels,
the guys that,
road skating, shit like that.
Sand drags, which is not too dissimilar from the wheelie thing, but like the sand drags they do in the Middle East, the speed those cars go on a very loose surface and the wagging that happens is terrifying. Yeah, bravery.
Yeah. All right. There's too many words there. Okay. Jerry was a pace car driver says, do you think manufacturers will ever fully embrace the idea of hybrid performance cars? Or do you think with full EVs being the thing, they will skip over it and go straight to EVs? No, I think sports car drivers have spoken that they want internal combustion engines. And I think the companies that most seamlessly integrate their hybrid systems will come out successful. I mean, the Lamborghini Revuelto, pretty good hybrid. People, I know the E-Ray is not selling that well, but functionally, like, it works to do the thing it's supposed to do. The NSX, the 918, like, they do work. And I think, well, eventually they'll be forced into doing it. But as we learned with the Alpine, you can have an incredibly efficient and fun car that's just really light and well designed. You don't actually need all that stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, Agent 325, we've sort of already covered this. Thoughts on a McLaren 570S trading for around 150? Are reliability concerns overblown, and are the second-gen cars more reliable? The best McLaren is the newest McLaren. The older you go, the worse they get. So post-facelift cars, they usually get it kind of right. So you want a post-facelift of whatever you're buying, McLaren. They're fun to drive. They're very, very fast, and they're ragged. They have way more power than they have tire or aero or anything else, which makes them hairy as fuck. And some people really like that. The interior and the touchscreen will seem a little dated, but it'll still probably feel like a $150,000 driving experience.
And I think they look like a more expensive car. They're from an exotic company. It's like a cheap Ferrari still says Ferrari on it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot in that. It's exciting. Yeah. I would refer to forums and owners and like what are people who own a 2018 now? That's a 7-year-old car. What are they dealing with in terms of problems? And how long are those problems taking to solve?
Yeah. I think the powertrains in the cars are very, very stout, but they have electrical gremlins and little things like switches can come off and stuff like that, like little bits. But we have 2 570Ss here at Westside and a 600 LT, and they all get driven a lot. And other than going in for service, they don't seem to be broken very often. So that's good. Automobile. What would you buy for $50K that could replace the feel and sound of a Camaro SS 1LE on the track and the road? Looking at Alpha Giulia quads. Replace the sound and feel of a Camaro SS. You could get a Mustang GT Performance Pack.
Yep, or a Mach 1.
Yeah, or a Mach 1.
That's a great car.
Or even possibly a Shelby GT350.
Could you get a second-gen CTS-V for that? That's pretty rad. That'll feel exactly like a Camaro.
Yeah, a 2009 and 2012
and it'll
CTS-V.
look a little cooler. Yeah.
Also, it won't feel the same, but $50K gets you a ton of F80 M3, gets you a really nice F80 M3.
That'll feel
Matter of fact, we're about to list
Camaro.
Eric's on Bring a Trailer, and that's
immaculate,
that's right there,
and gently
delightful.
driven.
Yeah. M2s, an M2 for $50,000 will get you a nice M2.
Gets you a ton of them too.
Yeah, and will feel like a bit of a step up.
Yeah, that's a good way to go because it's still 2-door. You'll have better visibility than the Chevy, but it's still a coupe. Interior is way nicer than the Camaro, way nicer, and both are very sharp cars.
Yeah,
and I'm surprised I hope your car's an auto, and that's why it's braking.
Yeah, otherwise maybe some lessons. Yellow lead footer, is that the last question?
No, there's more.
All right. Well, I think we need to call it. Yeah.
Let's do these two because of the Nürburgring thing.
Okay. AMG Spot says, does the BMW from the Nürburgring wreck being right-hand drive offer some additional insight as to why the crash happened?
So real quick, someone commented on our video. We discussed this on the last show, and someone wrote, "Hey, I've done thousands of laps at the ring, pretty much live there." And in their opinion, it was the M2's fault. It was doing like a double apex type of thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's fine, but they should know that the Porsche was there. And they did specify, this commenter said, the M2 looks like right-hand drive. So they only would have seen them in the side mirror maybe, and it's not in their actual blind spot. It's only seen in the mirror, so maybe that contributed to it. Still,
Yeah.
And look, you just have to be. And the second part of their question is, what kind of things should someone pay attention to if they're driving a right-hand drive car around left-hand drive cars? The left-hand driver, people are still going to see your vehicle, but you are probably going to have to be a lot more vigilant about using your side mirror, especially if you're not used to doing that.
If you're driving on the wrong side of the car for the country that you're in, you will have to have heightened situational awareness.
Very.
I mean, less so on the racetrack than on a road, because on a road, where you sit is on the car. Like if you're making a right on red, for instance, like your visibility is much better. Like if I'm driving Hannah's right-hand drive cars, certain turns, it is literally more difficult to see.
Yep.
I mean, does it offer insight? I don't necessarily think we need that much more insight. I think it's pretty clear the BMW did not see the Porsche. Okay. So there's your insight. He didn't see it. Like, did he not see it because he didn't look at the right time? Did he not see it because coincidentally his car was right-hand drive? Did he not see it?
Well, if the Porsche
whatever.
was in the M2's blind spot and, because it's right-hand drive, that blind spot isn't the same as if you're on the other side of the car. But either way, if the Porsche came up from quite a ways back, and I think M2 should have seen it. You just have to. We've learned this when we go to racetracks on open days or lemon stuff. Like learning to watch all of your mirrors is really important, and especially when you're wearing a Hans device, if you don't do that a lot and you can't turn your head, like you need to adjust the mirrors and train your eyes very quickly to be able to pay attention to everything, because you can't do the same stuff you used to do, and you can't go, oh, I can't turn my head. I'm wearing a helmet with a Hans device. All right, I'll just use the rear mirror. You can't rely on that unless it's one of those stretch across things.
I'll do this one last one from Joel. Looking at getting a Taycan, what are some must-have options? What should I get? What should I skip? Rather than talk about options, I just want to say the Taycan has a really big spread in terms of how the car drives versus which one you get. And I've said it a bunch. I'm just going to say it again real quick. The base rear-wheel drive one drives very much like a Cayman. It steers like a Cayman. It feels light and agile, and it's incredibly underrated because it's also the cheapest one. So if you can get a base one with some nice options and you live in a warm climate, especially the extended range battery with a base one, that's going to be pretty rad, and it will drive a lot like a Cayman. You start adding all-wheel drive, the steering gets heavier. So the 4S gets more power, but the steering is heavier. And then the sedans will get faster and faster and faster and stiffer and stiffer and stiffer. And the newest ones have the, if you're talking about a new one, have the hydraulic suspension, which I would say if you're getting a brand new Taycan is potentially a must-have option because it's something that is very unique in the space and very, very cool. Other than that, Cross Turismo 4s, like I have, is the most luxurious and softest one. It's not super fast. It rides really soft. And in sport mode, it feels sort of like an S feels in normal mode. The Taycan Cross Turismo 4S is essentially the same, but is just a little faster and a little firmer. Yeah, I mean, the turbos and all that stuff are really, really fast. The GTS is pretty stiff, pretty firm for bumpy roads. But they're different feels depending on which one you get. And my car is pretty cushy and soft and wafty and floaty. It's not a precision canyon carver, but I drive it around town, so I don't need it to be. It handles good enough. It stops good enough. I mean, but that's what I want. So if you want one that feels like a sports car, consider the rear-wheel drive car, or maybe get a GTS or something. That's our show. We will be back on Friday with Camisa in studio. Don't know exactly what time. It's going to be late morning Pacific time. He's going to be driving in from Chuckwalla. He's filming out there, so he said he's going to leave real early. I don't know exactly when he's going to get here, but yeah. Thank you, everybody, especially our patrons. We appreciate you all. Thanks for asking such good questions. Please come see us in Texas, and see you next time. Bye.